Hey, everybody, if you can't tell by now, we are on the barge here at Costera, and whenever we're on the barge, an invite goes out to Bernie Wilson from the AP to help fill the 645 Sportscast. Normally, I would be dressed to the nines, but I thought it was going to be so darn cold, I broke out the Wisconsin winter jacket. I did not know there was going to be climate control. Hence, you are better dressed than I am tonight.
How about that? As long as I outdressed L.O., I consider that.
Yeah, well, that's easy. That's easy to do.
That's not hard to do.
Yeah, that's a low bar. Yeah. Have you done your Christmas shopping?
No.
All right.
Have you?
No.
Okay.
But I'm going to do it next week.
Okay.
Hey, let's talk about hot stove league stuff. Free agent acquisitions. Padres, what's going to happen with the Royal?
Hosmer?
Yeah.
You know, there's a conspiracy theory going around, Pablo, that maybe the Padres' interest in Hosmer has been ginned up by the super agent, Scott Boras.
Just perhaps to raise his asking price to keep him?
Yes, I think so. I don't know that signing Eric Hosmer keeps with the process, the plan to rebuild. He seems like a pretty expensive piece to have as a clubhouse leader. I think they need to find that somewhere else.
You don't think it's going to happen, and then we could expect another tweet like this. I want you to know I was having my morning cereal or afternoon cereal when the Japanese Babe Ruth decided not to come to San Diego. And you tweeted out, Loserville, AP, Loserville lost again. According to multiple sources briefed on the situation, authorities say there were no injuries other than the municipality's psyche. The city's craft beer supply remains safe, according to people in the know. That tweet made me laugh out loud. Talk about the Ohtani swing and miss.
Well, again, you know, Padres fans, bless their heart, they suffer mightily every season, and you know, they got way too excited that Ohtani was possibly coming here, but you know, the Padres were one of 7 finalists, so you know what the chances are, but people thought he was coming here. Obviously,
it was made like it was.
Well, it was made like it was a done deal, and he, you know, all that was left was to pick out his number in his locker and
his interpreter,
which route the parade was going to go, and who got to ask the first negative question. I think I know who that would have been.
Yeah, that would have been you.
But you know, but then all of a sudden, Anaheim came up with some more money, just like some other teams did, and gee, that's really surprising.
You know, well, let's conclude our. You released your ballot today, your Hall of Fame ballot.
Yes, I did.
First of all, that's got to be a cool honor to be able.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, you're part of baseball history.
I love taking flack for it too. Hey, you're a moron. Why didn't you vote for so-and-so?
Well, I believe we have an image of the ballot. I assume you checked Trevor's box.
Yes, I did. That was the first one I checked. In fact, I checked it the day the ballot came in the mail, and then I saved the rest for today.
And you checked both Bonds and Clemens?
Yeah, because
explain that.
Because for too long the writers were left to be morality cops. Judge, jury, executioner, St. Peter. There were no guidelines issued by the Hall of Fame as to the steroid era guys. Joe Morgan came out with that moronic letter a couple weeks ago, reading between the lines who he didn't want us to vote for. And, you know, come on, dude, if you're going to say that, give us a list of names.
No question about that guy, right?
No question. And he's trending upward, as they say these days, Pablo, which means he needs to obviously get 75% or more.
Well, what was he? He was 2 percentage points?
He was 5 votes short.
Yeah.
So he should,
right?
yeah.
So that's going to be our big summer story.
Now that he's got mine, I think he can get the champagne on ice up there.
Yeah, if you got Wilson, you're
in the house.
Let's talk quickly about the Chargers, because I know it's a hot topic of yours. Here's what they need to have happen to make the postseason. Wins against the Jets and Raiders, doable. Titans losing to, doable. Bills losing, they need to lose both? No, they have to lose one. So they have to lose one, and they're both Dolphins and the Patriots can beat them. So, how much of a gut punch would it be if the Chargers make the postseason in their first season away from us?
Well, it would be a gut punch, but those of us who have seen the Chargers at this time of the year know that they would probably El Foldo, just like they did at Kansas City. Rivers is long overdue for a pick six.
Well, you bring up Philip. He made it his 7th Pro Bowl. Answer this question in Bernie Wilson's honesty. Is Philip Rivers an elite quarterback?
You know, there's a little-known codicil in both the Faber College Constitution and the U.S. Constitution that only Joe Flacco can be referred to as elite. So let's draw the line right there. He's very good. He's probably Hall of Fame caliber, but you know, that's a bloody process all on its own.
If you were a football writer, would you give him your Hall of Fame vote?
Probably, if I had one. But again, it's a bloody process. But he's right up there. He's in the top 10 in passing yards, touchdown
He doesn't have the
passes.
rings, but man, he's a tough hombre.
Right, and he's 4-5 in the playoffs thanks to guys like Marlon McCree and Cromartie and Norv Turner, etc. So he's had his crosses to bear.
All right, any doubt as to what the biggest sports story of 2017 from the eyes of a San Diegan is?
The NFL team that moved to Costa Mesa.
Without a doubt, right?
Without a doubt.
Can you believe that happened?
Yeah. I mean, I covered it long enough, you did too, that you knew that something probably was going to happen. So San Diego can't have nice things, according to many people on Twitter. That's no Ohtani, no Chargers. Hoffey will break the curse when he goes into the Hall of Fame.
That's a nice thing.
Yes, that's a nice thing.
My suggestion for the top story is Quessenberry making it back from lymphoma.
That's a very nice story. The
LCC
Texans
Mavericks
activated him to the 53-man.
Yeah, well, how cool a story is that?
Oh, it's very cool. Those are always awesome stories because there's too many negative stories, bad stories, or I'm not going to say the two words that our president favors because that's...
It's huge!
No, it's not. Those are bad words. But, no, it's a very nice story, especially this time of the year. I don't believe he's ever taken a regular season snap. Is that correct?
I believe he might this Sunday.
But
I don't know
right, but that's what I mean. Until
yeah.
now, but now that he's on the 53-man, he's got a chance. So, no, that's a good story.
Now that you've become a UCLA Bruin...
Tuition payments only.
Yes. Can we talk about the story of this young man, Kyle Phillips, honoring his early verbal commitment today? He signed on the dotted line. He will now, recruited by one coach, and now will play for Chip Kelly at UCLA. What kind of football player are they getting?
A good one, obviously. And, you know, good for him for honoring his commitment because other schools have flipped, as they say.
Yep.
UCLA recruits who did not want to play for Chip Kelly. In fact, USC poached one today. But I would think, this is me speaking, I think I'd lots rather play for Chip Kelly than Jim Mora. So I don't think a change of coaches would scare me
I believe
off.
that was kind of an upgrade, right?
Well, yeah. You got a chance to win, unlike the other guy.
One of your esteemed colleagues, Kevin Acey, wrote an article suggesting that there might be some movement towards a downtown arena. I know Joe Ty, a billionaire, has tons of money, but would you think less of me if I roll my eyes at the prospects of that happening in my lifetime?
Absolutely not, because it is San Diego. And I just hope Kevin checked with the hoteliers, right? Because God knows they control everything downtown. I do hope, you know, there seems to be an awful lot of speculation, way too many sources, way too many guys being quoted anonymously. I would think somebody in San Diego maybe should actually be brave enough to put their name on this stuff and come out and say, hey, it's a good thing, and not be afraid. I don't know why everybody's got to be afraid here. They kowtow to somebody.
Because of the history of saying one thing and having another thing
but it's like
happen.
break the mold. But I would say if this does come to fruition and the city is involved, I do hope there aren't 25 private meetings between the mayor and this development group. Is that too much to ask?
Fair enough. Is Mr. Ty going to be the guy that brings football back to NFL football? Is that our one Hail Mary hope that
Look,
that can
he's bringing indoor lacrosse. Okay, that's the start. The baby steps when you're in San Diego. He bought half of the Brooklyn Nets. I think half, somewhere close to it.
Maybe get a hockey
the Brooklyn
team
Nets. So it'd probably be NBA before NFL. Okay. I just don't see the NFL ever coming back. But he is worth $10 billion.
Yes, and a liquid.
Yes, and he doesn't hide from the cameras.
We found out there's a difference between a billionaire in paper and billionaire in liquid assets.
Exactly.
Lastly, I have Ezekiel Elliott. He's going to be activated. I'm in the championship. I'm defending my championship crown in the KUSI Sports Festival. I'm up against Mike Milburn's Cheeseheads Need Love 2 in the finals. I need a roster help. Do I start Ezekiel coming off the 6-game suspension?
Mike's going to smoke you. So if I were you, I'd start drinking heavily.
Yeah, well, that's kind of part of the routine.
Yes.
Yeah. So do I play him or not?
No.
All right. Just quickly, tonight on the All Sports Purple, Bernie, I know before you go to bed, you're going to watch the 1045 ASR as we bring you 50. That number has grown to 17. 17 local athletes, Bernie, signed on the dotted line today. This early signing period thing turned out to be popular.
Good. Go learn some things, people.